What's up everyone, Maximilian here, and welcome back to another Black Ops gameplay. This time we're going to talk about something a little bit different than what's going on in the background. I'm not going to follow through the entire game on this one, but I wanted to talk about another question that's been presented to me a lot in prior videos, and something that I think should be addressed because it's a big motivating factor for myself when doing stuff like this, as far as to the point of which it's kind of become like a miniature career of mine, these making videos and putting them on YouTube and directing videos and doing live action events and stuff like that. So a lot of people ask, like, you know, how do you get into it? What's the secret to going about making these videos and getting an audience and stuff like that? The big thing that I would mention to a lot of people is that you have to enjoy it. A long time before I started, like, you know, I had a partnership with Machinima or anything like that, I was making videos for about 2 or 3 years. I think 3 years around that time was about accurate. I got my channel started in like 2007, and I started throwing up some basic like Street Fighter videos, of me playing games at, like, you know, arcades and stuff like that, because YouTube was very small back in the day. This was before there was an HD option. This was like back when like 320p was the highest they had. There wasn't widescreen or anything. And it was just like cell phone footage a lot of the places, and like camcorder footage. And it was me like playing old games like Street Fighter 4 in the arcades and Capcom vs. SNK 2, Third Strike, stuff like that. And it was just the motivating factor that I just wanted to share some gameplays with people and get some stuff online. And when I did it back in the day, another thing that really sparked me to start getting into like making higher quality video, and I got that HD PVR, which is pretty much one of the best home capture devices you can use for console gaming. It works so well, it's so easy to use, and it's even easier to use than when I purchased it, because the big thing is when I purchased the HD PVR, the only editing software that worked with it was Sony Vegas. And if you didn't have Sony Vegas, you had no option, so I had to get Sony Vegas as well. It ends up being quite an investment at that point, because the PVR cost somewhere close to around $200, but it was well worth it. And I think the first thing I ever captured with my HD PVR was Lost Planet 2. It was like some Lost Planet 2 footage from the demo, and we actually set like a speedrun world record on one of the bosses. But anyway, you can actually find that on my channel. It's from way back in the day. The other big thing about it is that I wanted to make a montage. Now, as cliche and as touche as this sounds now, everybody likes making a montage for like Call of Duty, and that's a big reason why people start posting their gameplays and things like that. But back in the day, when it was like Call of Duty 4, this is like 2007, you know, and I don't even think it was 2008 yet. I just wanted to make a montage of something that would mimic, like, you know, that would do a parody of like Aliens for Call of Duty 4, because I don't know if you guys remember, Call of Duty 4 had a lot of like Aliens references in it. Wow, I don't know how that first guy didn't die from that shot. But anyway, I made this parody, and it was a lot of fun. I had an absolute blast doing it. I learned how to edit essentially while doing it. I had no knowledge whatsoever. Every time I came across something when I was editing, I would just go into YouTube and punch that in YouTube, like, how do you sync sound with this, or, you know, something like that. And you just type in Vegas at the end of it, and it would give you a tutorial. Like, some guy would totally run into the same issue, and he would make a video about solving it for somebody else. And that was as easy as it is. It was just a self-taught thing that I picked up over time. So with that, I started to make this, you know, Call of Duty montage, and now we're getting closer to like why or how you get started in this stuff. And during that time, I started, Modern Warfare 2 was coming out, and it was like, MW2 was the most hyped thing on the planet. Like, everybody was going absolutely ballistic for MW2, and I wanted to start capturing footage as soon as possible, so I ended up getting an early copy of the game, started capturing some gameplays, made a quick montage that got a ton of views, and this was that early part where a lot of the guys that really started to get into the popularity of, like, YouTube commentating over Call of Duty videos really began to happen. Guys like Sandy Ravage, guys like Nanners, and I can keep going, but there's a lot of them now that are extremely popular, and I had the opportunity to be one of them, but I literally saw no future in it at all. And the only reason that being, a lot of you guys that are watching this right now might not know this, but when Modern Warfare 2 first came out, I actually had the very first footage of getting the first nuke on Modern Warfare 2 live, and actually like live in a public ranked game. I'm not too sure if it was the direct first. It might have come out like the same day or right just around the same time as another YouTube commentator known as Sandy Ravage. You guys might know the guy. He's like the beast at Modern Warfare 2, and he's like an amazing player at these games, and he makes some really entertaining videos. But the just around that time is when guys like that were doing that stuff, and what they kept doing it. They kept making it their goal to like make these videos and gain popularity, and they really did. Like CNanners right now is one of the biggest guys and one of the most entertaining dudes to watch on YouTube because he kept doing it. He was practicing. He didn't give up. Whether or not he was getting paid to do something, he had an audience of people that were following him and enjoying his stuff, and he just did it. And I think that's the really most important part. However, in my situation, I stopped making videos. I had people that were watching, like, I had, like, I don't know, it was like 2 million views from a couple of, like, Modern Warfare 2 videos, and I didn't attach much value to that other than that, oh, that's cool. But at the time, I didn't really see, like, any, like, future in, like, Call of Duty making videos or stuff like that. I was really a fighting game guy, so I wanted to make fighting game videos. But over time, like, I really enjoyed playing Call of Duty, and the more I ended up playing it, the more I felt like the strategy in the game can be, you know, diverged upon, and you can share it with other people. So that's what really got me into making more COD videos. Even though later on, like, Call of Duty didn't end up being, you know, the most lucrative of, like, view-whoring videos on my channel, I still enjoy making them a lot, even though a lot of the folks that might still be listening to this right now or didn't already turn it off were looking for something that was fighting game related. We're looking for something that was, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 related, and I totally don't blame you guys, because that's where a lot of my channel audience, the audience on my channel remains. But I want to keep things a little bit diverse on here, because I like playing a variety of games, and I'm addicted to competitive games. Like, if you guys couldn't tell, I like playing competitive games. I like going up against people, sharing the results, and helping other people in that same aspect. So Call of Duty is just one of them, man. If you guys don't like Call of Duty, I totally respect that, but at the same time, I'm going to try to offer some commentary like the one you're hearing here, if you enjoy stuff like this, to some COD videos. Wow, check out that RC car. I must have been hearing that thing in the background. And hopefully to give you guys a bit of more of an understanding of where I came from with this stuff. So yeah, after that, like, I didn't really get into the Call of Duty stuff, I started making more videos for, like, Marvel vs. Capcom and stuff like that, and one of the first things I wanted to make was a really good launch Marvel vs. Capcom video, which was the Decade of Hype, and I ended up having to take it down a little bit later due to copyright reasons if I wanted to get my channel partnered, but I was able to rehost it a bit later, and that thing got so many views really fast, and it's about getting content to people when they want it, like getting videos to people when they are the most necessary and when they're needed will get your channel a lot of views really quick. And I don't know, like, I was never the best commentator. It actually takes a lot of time to learn how to talk into a mic and stuff like that. If you go back and you check out some of my older Call of Duty videos, oh my god, dude, I am so bad. I actually have my very first COD video where I go over, like, a domination game, and that video's got a ton of views, and I should have kept making them, but I just stopped because I was too busy with work, you know, and marriage, and you know, stuff like that, just living life. But at the same time, it was a learning experience. It was getting used to addressing people and talking to people and trying to make things seem, you know, useful and, you know, stuff like that. It takes time, and that's the big challenge, is that I didn't want to give it up. I just kept doing it. I kept making Marvel vs. Capcom videos, and eventually I was able to make it a part of my daily routine and make somewhat of a living off of it, doing other things as well. So that's where we're at right now, where I'm able to produce content for people that are video game related, try to offer something new to them if they've been playing a game a lot. And the reason I don't really make a lot of COD videos as of late, and I want to try making more, is because the audience for Call of Duty is already, like, huge. Like, it's the biggest one there is for competitive games, and the reason I like making fighting game videos a lot is because that one still has a community that is growing. It's still growing heavily, and I really love it when I read people that have, like, found my videos and they start playing games because of them. That's some of the most inspiring stuff. But my apologies for the really long rant. I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of information and insight to the history of the channel and some of my motives for these videos. But as always, thank you very much for watching. This has been Maximilian, and I'll see you later.